I have what might be the best home gym weighted sled for those of you that are looking to kick that dad bod to the curb. Who's gonna carry the boats? Who's gonna carry the logs? The No Fate channel, checking in. Jonathan here with what might be the Cadillac of home gym sleds. Tough enough to handle any professional sports or strongman gyms in America, but still maneuverable enough to use this inside your garage gym. This is the Xebex Fitness XT4, but is the juice worth the squeeze? Why bother with a sled for your home gym? One simple word: results. You can do fluff and puff workouts until the cows come home. You can follow some SBD programming to try to impress your 3 friends with your mediocre lifts.
Got him!
But if you want some real world strength, you want to boost your metabolism so you finally see some reduction in your waistline, then you need to be incorporating sled training into your workouts. If you Google weighted sleds, you are going to get about 1,000 or 2,000 options. What makes the Xebex Fitness XT4 any different from all the rest? Number one, you can push it high up here. You can also push it low, and you can pull it. These handles come out so that you can place them into the front and use this as although it's like a farmer's carry or a wheelbarrow carry. Now, one of the neat features on this XT4 that I think is often overlooked is the posts here that allow you to lock your body in. Reason being, for me personally, I've got a bad back, and when I do a high sled push, what happens is I start off with really good form and a tight core, but as soon as I get tired, my back kind of goes all wobbly and gets out of alignment, and that's what sets you up for Snap City. By being able to lock in almost your upper body, it kind of keeps your body a little bit more support, a little bit more tight when you are driving. For those of you mass monsters who want to be the next world's strongest man, or you're looking to be a professional NFL fullback, the XT4 can handle up to 400 pounds. So long as you have metal weights in order to actually have the space needed in order to load that weight, it will handle anything you can throw at it. Now, it also has a front loading pin. This is used not only to add more weight to the sled, but also give that front wheel much more traction. To add insult to injury, for those of you that really want to ramp up your game, it has 8 magnetic resistances. And while that's good for using extra resistance, one of the best features about that is if you're lazy like me and you want to simply up the resistance without actually adding weight, you can do that. Also, if you are on an incline, you can have the resistance lighter going up and you can have it harder going down. Or if you're just working out with someone that might not be at your skill level and you don't want to have to constantly switch over weights, you can simply, again, adjust that resistance. It's a quick demonstration of the resistances. This is with one resistance, the easiest magnetic resistance. We're going to go all the way down and then I'm going to come back using the heaviest magnetic resistance. Swivel caster wheels allow you to maneuver this thing into any tight spot, use it in a garage gym, use it in a tight location, or just simply handle an obstacle course with this. Also, the tires, solid rubber, so you're never gonna get a flat. You don't have to worry about the tire pressure or any of that junk.
You just gotta keep living, man.
Now, you could certainly put this in any professional gym. It is compact enough for a home gym, built and designed to be able to fit through any standard door frame. Also, it's got a fairly tight footprint for all of the bells and whistles and frankly, the capacity that it can hold. But it goes a step further. You can remove these handles and this thing can be stored vertically in order to save you even more space. I've been using the Xebex Fitness XT4 now for 2 months, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's straight fire, both literally and figuratively. It's an awesome piece of equipment, but when you use it, it absolutely burns the lungs, burns the muscles, and frankly, it burns the ego as well. What's the catch? You know, I'm not out here selling you wolf tickets.
They're selling y'all wolf tickets, people. You're eating them right up.
I always cover any potential issues that I find in order to make sure that you are going into any purchase with your eyes wide open. The number one biggest issue that I have found is that 99% of you aren't subscribed to my YouTube channel. Thankfully, that can be remedied by the end of today's video. Another issue that I came across was with their monitor. Now, Xebex is known for having big, beautiful, colorful monitors across their cardio equipment that will track everything and anything that you can think of. Calories, time, distance, so on, so on. You can connect them to third-party apps. And this one does that too. But when it comes to a bike or a ski trainer, that's something that you're going to utilize every time you use that piece of equipment. When it comes to a sled, this is more of a grip it and rip it. You don't have to worry about the distance or the calories or the time that you burn. Usually when you're going to be pushing, dragging, or even carrying this thing, you're going to have a known distance or even a known time that you're going to be doing. And frankly, the $90 upcharge just isn't going to be worth it, not because it's not great, but because you won't be using it. The XT4 hasn't missed any meals. Coming in at 125 pounds, she's thick, super thick, but she's still agile, mobile, hostile, and able to easily maneuver around your home gym. I will say, because of the weight and because of the caster wheels, you are gonna find that getting it into and out of a vehicle isn't gonna be a breeze. You're gonna have to put in just a little bit more work and try to engage that dad strength. And this is how you load the XT4. If you're super strong, you could just pick the whole thing up and dump it in there, but that's not me.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Get the front lip, foot up on the lip, and then you lift and push in, and there you go. Not the end of the world, but it does take a little bit of effort. Now, I will tell you that it comes with a whole bunch of attachments that you can purchase as upcharges. From my use with them, they were decent, they worked. I don't know if you could necessarily save like $5 or maybe even $10 if you went on Amazon and bought some generic knockoff. I don't necessarily think it's worth it. What I would say is make sure whatever attachments you buy are gonna be the ones that you use. In a garage gym, in a basement gym, in any home gym, space is clearly the #1 issue. And thankfully, the XT4 can be stored vertically in order to save space. The caster wheels on here that give it so much mobility and movement do make it a little bit of a process in order to store it vertically. Usually for me, it's a two-handed process where I grab it down here, do a little bit of a lift, and Bob's your uncle. I will say that if you do happen to have space in your home gym, you're probably not gonna be bothered to store it vertically. You're simply gonna just tuck it away in a corner as is. Now, the wheelbarrow handles are thick, and there's really no grip on here. There's no knurling for you to dig your hands into. And I will say, if you've got prepubescent, extremely small hands like me, you are probably gonna need chalk in order to do wheelbarrow carries. Speaking of handles, you are gonna find that when the handles are installed, adding and removing weights is a little bit more of a pain. It takes a little bit more finesse. That's really not a big issue because when it comes to a weighted sled, you are typically going to be gripping it and ripping it. You're gonna load one weight on here and you are gonna just cowboy up. And last, but certainly not least, cost. You can't have champagne taste with beer pockets. And if you want the Cadillac of home gym sleds, you are gonna have to pony up $950. And frankly, that hurts my frugal feelings just to say. When you look at that price in a vacuum, it may seem outlandish. But when you consider it against the USA Torque Tank M1 that comes in at $850 and their M4 that comes in at $1,600. This is priced very competitively. And now it's time. It is time for my final thoughts on the XT4. It promises the world, and man, it does come close. This is literally a tank on wheels. You could put this in any NFL gym, CrossFit gym, strongman gym, rugby gym in the world, and it would take a beating and keep on ticking. I will tell you that it is sturdy, it is tough, it is versatile. The caster wheels make this the exception to the rule when it comes to being able to work out with the sled in a tight space. And now that I've had this thing for 2.5 months now, by the time I edit it, it'll probably be 4 months, I will tell you that it does deliver. Now, the sad part is it's expensive. Now, you can save some money by skipping out on the screen and buying your own attachments if you want, but I will say that the juice is worth the squeeze based on how this is built. The magnetic resistances are something that absolutely come into play much more often than I thought they would.
I am the one who knocks.
If you came to this video to determine if the XT4 is worth that hefty price tag, the short answer is yes, for everything that they deliver and the fact that it really is a standout compared to much of the competition. The real question you need to be asking yourself isn't about the price point, it's about whether you will actually use it. I will tell you that it is easy to get on a machine and do a bunch of reps. It doesn't take any mental toughness to do that. To use a sled consistently in your programming, you've got to be mentally tough. You've got to be a cerebral assassin. You've got to be an absolute ninja when it comes to your training and making sure that you program in some of the tougher exercises. Now, this thing will deliver results both in strength, speed, as well as a minimal waistline that we all really crave, but it's not going to do it by itself. You're going to have to put the work in. So if you're looking to get that farm boy strength, if you're looking to kick the tires and light the fires on your metabolism, consider getting a weighted sled for your home gym. Guess what? The future is bright for you because YouTube knows these 2 videos you're gonna wanna watch next. As usual, thanks for watching and don't save anything for the trip back.